There's two of you. Officer Jackson, how's it going tonight?
Well, sir, how are you?
Wonderful. Oh, I haven't met you.
No, sir.
Ornesto. I made the mistake. I thought you were Officer Jackson.
No, sir.
There's two of you. Are you training?
I am in training.
All right, so he's the FTO. Who is that?
This is Officer Earnshaw.
Earnshaw? Oh, I haven't met him either. Who's your sergeant?
We have a couple different sergeants on tonight.
But who's your sergeant?
I'm still in training.
So you don't have one?
I don't have a direct.
Who's his direct sergeant?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure.
Who are the two that are on?
I'm not 100% sure. You can ask him.
I will. Hello, how are you tonight? You're Officer what? Earnshaw?
Yeah.
Who's your sergeant?
Who's my sergeant?
Uh-huh.
Sergeant Raglan.
Raglan?
Yeah.
I haven't met him. I haven't met either. This is very rare that... Who was that? Was that your sergeant?
No, sir.
Who is that?
Another officer.
I know. What's his name? Oh, he's stopping? This is very unusual that I haven't met you guys. Who is that?
That's because we're just now getting on night shift.
Oh, you are? Oh, you've been on day shift? Oh, I see. I know Sergeant Weston. He's a good guy. I like him. I usually introduce myself, because I film, and so if you see me on a stop or whatever, I'm no threat, no ill will, but I've got a camera. Oh, to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, pretty much. Provide for the common defense.
All right.
Sound familiar?
Yep.
So you're an FTO?
I am not an FTO.
Oh, you're not, but you're training him? You guys don't have FTOs? Or?
His FTO's not here tonight, so I'm the next senior officer, so...
Oh, you're an officer?
That's why he's writing it. Yes.
You're what rank? I don't see any... You're just an officer.
Just a patrol officer.
Oh, but a senior officer, meaning that you have like...
Well, that's the way the FTO program is, that if their FTO's not there, they're supposed to observe with the next senior officer on shifts.
Sure, but I mean, like, what makes senior? Like, is
Based
that
on their
but how long
experience,
you've been there or
how long
experience?
they've been here.
Both? All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, one quick question.
So,
3802, since you're training. When do you have authority to identify somebody?
for what?
When do you have the authority to get somebody's identification?
For just anything?
Well, not for just anything. I mean, this is America. You can't just get their ID
Right.
for just anything.
Right. Well, it depends on the call for service, whether it's a traffic stop, or we have probable cause to stop the vehicle, depending on what it is, reasonable suspicion to stop out with somebody based on the circumstances. We have the right to identify people for that as well. Just depends
Well,
on the
what does the
circumstances.
code say?
What does the code say?
3802.
It varies from.
The code varies?
It varies on call to call. Yes.
But what does the code say? There's a code. When does somebody fail to ID?
It just depends on the call.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
There's a code. It's called
Yeah, I know.
3802.
Oh, it's spelled out.
And it says a person is obligated to identify themselves with their name, birth date, and address if they are asked after being lawfully arrested.
Not lawfully arrested.
Lawfully arrested.
It's also lawfully detained.
No.
Yes, on a
No,
traffic stop,
sir.
If you don't identify yourself,
No, a traffic stop, you are under arrest.
no, you're not.
Yes, you are. 3802.
You're not under arrest. on a
Who's your
traffic stop.
lieutenant?
You're not under arrest.
Who's your lieutenant? Who's your-
lieutenant?
Yeah.
White.
Huh?
White.
White? Lieutenant White? I haven't met him either. Lieutenant Rayleigh works on the night shift. He's really good. And Sergeant Lanier.
All right. we're working
Yeah,
on the call, so-
but I need you guys to check out 3802 because you're absolutely wrong.
Okay.
And if you're a senior officer and you're training this guy, 3802 officer, take a look at it. Yeah, you guys be safe and don't demand ID from people unless they've been arrested. See, this is the kind of officers we're dealing with here. They're still sitting out here having a little gang huddle. They said they were leaving. but they didn't leave. I'm definitely gonna have to have a talk with their senior officers. Bad boys, bad boys. Yeah. Press on. Assemble forth. Legion up. Sound off. Amble about. Pursue happiness with your life and your liberty on your property. And for God's sakes, exercise your Fourth Amendment right not to be in your person. We've got some gang activity ahead. I just stopped recording a couple of Georgetown PD officers at the Circle K who absolutely failed miserably when the question was asked by one of the people, at which point would somebody fail to ID in the state of Texas, and they didn't know. Wanted to say it depends on the stop. 3802 says that you're obligated to identify yourself if you've been lawfully arrested and asked. And that's not detained, which is then what the officer wanted to say, and he's training, somebody else, which makes it way worse, saying he's a senior officer and he doesn't even know that, and then he wants to argue and he's probably not even going to look. I don't know what's going on here exactly, but there's a bunch of people on the sidewalk that I can't really see, and I can't get a great view of this because their lights are shining right at me. They're blocking the sidewalk, which isn't good. Well, I wasn't trying to come through. I'm filming it, but I don't want to get in your way.
If you would, just step back for me, then I appreciate that.
Well, now I'm here, so I'll step back to here. So that was their mistake. It's police is in the back, and these are the two officers that I had just seen, but there's a third officer, and he's in the white car, the one that I didn't get to find out who it was at the gas station just now. But actually this car in the front might be a sheriff. It's hard to tell, but it does look like his uniform's a little different, but I'm not 100% sure. So it's a female that they've got out of the car, what appears to be a private automobile, not a motor vehicle. They're questioning her about something. Funny because I just met these two officers and I told them that I film, and they just switched from day shift to night shift, I guess. And so I had never seen them before, and I mean literally 2 minutes after that, here they've got this huge scene with three patrol vehicles, 4 officers, and one of the people on the sidewalk. So that officer went around and was looking at something. I don't know what exactly, but They actually don't seem to be asking her any questions. Well, maybe they are. I don't know what they're waiting for. What they'd possibly need this amount of officers here for. It's Tuesday morning just after midnight on December 18th. And these gang members are up to no good. This is definitely gang activity if I've ever seen it. I mean, 4 officers around this girl. You know, this is really sketchy. I hate to think what was going to happen here if I didn't get here with the camera, to be honest. I mean, I know 2 of them don't even know when you have to identify. Of course, you do have to identify if you're driving and you're pulled over, but you're technically under arrest if you're driving and you're pulled over. I mean, they don't put you in cuffs, but they cite you and release you, or they just don't even cite you at all. But I don't know who the third, or well, there's 4 officers, but so I guess I don't know who 2 of them are. This is very surprising that there's 4 officers from GPD at night that I don't know, all in the same spot. Maybe they rotate around. I really don't know. I'm kind of surprised they didn't send one back here to try and block my camera or something. I'm trying to ear hustle, but it's hard. I think she's free to go. Do you mind telling me what they stopped you for? Okay. I need to get all your names. I know I just met 2 of you, but the other 2, yeah, you backing away. I need your name first, since you look like you're trying to evade. What's your name? Evade.
Trying to evade.
It looks like you're trying to evade.
Walking backwards.
What's your name?
Sergeant Robey.
Robey. Oh, you're a sergeant. Excellent, excellent. I'm one of the people. It's nice to meet you. Are you? That's all right. Are you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, you're Palmer.
Palmer.
Palmer. Okay. I haven't met any of you. I just met these 2 though. Oh no. I'm sorry. Graves. I'm sorry. The lights. It's really hard to see who you guys are. Now you're Graves and you're who?
Pearly.
What is it?
Pearly.
Pearly.
How'd you get my name? Did you like zoom in?
I can see it. It says Palmer.
Okay.
No, my camera is worse than my eyes. My eyes are better than the camera, luckily. But okay, I mean, first of all, I film. You guys were very professional about that. I'll say that. I thought that I had just met 2 of you right there at the gas station, and that's why I was trying to see who they were. But
Okay.
and I'd have to pull up their names again. But there was a big problem with those 2, and one of them was training somebody.
Okay.
Okay, and I got both their names, and it's on a video that I just took. But I'm really unhappy because the code that all 4 of you use on an everyday basis is 3802. And that code tells you when you can identify somebody, when you can order them to give you their identification, right? And they didn't know it. Okay, and the training officer, who is not an FTO, but was the senior officer, according to him, and is why he's training this guy,
Okay.
says that it depends on the situation as to when you can get an ID, when in fact 3802 makes it very specific.
Okay.
When you are lawfully arrested and asked, you must provide your name, birth date, and address.
Okay.
when you're lawfully arrested, right? And then he said, no, it's when you're detained. Well, this is a huge problem. I hope you all can understand why that would be a huge problem, because this is the code that you're using every day on multiple times. Every time you stop somebody, you're asking them for their ID, right? Like her, I'm sure you got her ID, but she's technically under arrest because that was, you stopped her while she was driving. She's technically under administrative arrest.
Okay.
So that's why you can ask her for her ID. She's been arrested. You know, maybe you cite her or release her, or you don't even cite her at all, right? But you can't identify somebody unless they've been lawfully arrested, not detained.
Do you have any emergency or anything that you need assistance with right now? Because otherwise,
I consider that an emergency, because if those two guys are running around demanding ID when people are simply detained, that's an emergency.
Anything that I need assistance right now for?
No.
Okay.
Do you guys have another call?
We're going back on patrol.
All
so
right.
that way we can patrol the streets.
You have nothing to say about 3802?
Nope. We're going to go back on patrol if you don't need any assistance.
All right. What's your badge number?
64.
Who's your lieutenant?
Lieutenant Aaron White.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You have a great night, gentlemen. Be safe. Don't harass any of the people. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Spread the word. He's not very helpful either. With officers like this and sergeants like that, that's a whole different sergeant than the ones I've been meeting on GPD. They've been much more congenial and understanding of the people, but I didn't like his attitude at the end. You know, he basically just disregarded what I said as if it meant nothing. But that's okay, because I'm sure that we'll be able to talk about it some more. See that they're still they're back on patrol apparently, so at least we got all of their names. Like, comment, subscribe, spread the word. Yeah. Right. So this one went in here. One and those two just got on the one of them got on the freeway and one of them's going straight. So they're spreading out. All right.
Master by the name of Bates, smoking more than all 50 states combined. Yeah, right, I gotta stay on the grind. I got no money, so my weed's on my mind. I hit the club, but you know I can't dance. 7 and 7 in my cutoff chance. Tie that shirt in my long ass hair. What part of how I look makes you think I care?